Uh, One of the questions I get from professionals is about tackling office politics. Okay, I'm pretty sure your first objection will be, "Hey, man, Loy, what what the hell do you know about office politics? You hardly worked in the corporate world." Or you'll say, "Yeah, like my haters say, hey, half-naked guy walking in the forest. What office? What office and what politics? What experience he knows?" Well, FYI, before I reached here and before I was this naked, half-naked guy in the forest, I was in a place called Dubai for 40 years. And after I started my career, I was not a branding strategist. I was not a freelancer. There was no Google. There was no Facebook. There was no YouTube. So I worked in the corporate world. So then I'm pretty sure your next objection would be, yeah, but what director level or what did you achieve? Well, once again, since you do not know, without education, without a proper degree, without experience, without proving myself, I used to get a job. In job offers, and the best part was I never performed once after joining, and I'm being honest with you. If you have known me over the years, you'd know what I'm saying is true. I never ever performed. I didn't show results in terms of my work because I was just not interested to work. I was a lazy bum. And on top of that, I had no interest, no passion in the corporate world. But like most of the other people, I wanted a salary and I wanted to enjoy my life. And because I honed the skills of how to play office politics, I ended up getting big salary, perks, benefits. Like the last job, the last employment, proper employment that I worked there getting a manager's salary, getting a brand new Lexus RX 330, getting a an apartment, including had a cleaner, including food, all the perks and benefits. And the best part was, that was an engineering company. I was non-engineer. They needed technical expertise. I didn't have any. They wanted someone who was part of that industry I was not part of. And on top of all this, the owner even told me, I will train you. I'll pay you and I'll train you. Pay you the highest salary among all the people and I'll train you. Obviously, there should be something, no? You might say luck. But I call it a strategic way to deal with office politics. So, having got that objection aside, now let me share with you some strategies, some tips that can help you. Okay? I've not made points, but I'm giving you from the heart what really worked for me, and I hope it helps you also. Okay, and feel free to comment down below and tell me, do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Okay, so let's start. The first most important thing about office politics is, the biggest advice that I'll give you is, choose your camp wisely, or choose the person wisely whom you're going to associate yourself with. When I used to apply for these jobs, I used to never be pally with the security guard or the people in my department or the receptionist or admin or manager or HR manager. I'm not saying that I was treating them like crap. And yes, there are benefits of being nice to the receptionist, because nobody is nice to them. There are benefits to being... In fact, one tip I'll give you about receptionist: if she's attractive, don't give her too much attention. And if she is unattractive, give her a lot more respectful attention. She will like you more. And the more older the person is, the more nice you be to that person. Trust me, you'll thank me. So, anyway, I used to not bother about any of these people. The only person I used to be bothered about is the CEO, the final decision maker. Because if you're close to him, nobody else can touch you. Nobody. See, if you are close to someone lower than him, and he doesn't like you, then you're in trouble. Okay, they can put pressure. I don't want this guy. Yeah, maybe you'll not be terminated because, below the owner, the main guy likes you. But just imagine if you had the owner. So I has to always target the owner, and I has to do it in a very genuine manner. Now, what do I mean by genuine manner? You have to invest time. Time is a major thing. Effort, intelligence, money in some cases where you give time and all that. But every area, every facet of your life has to be this person. You have to literally give them, like as if you're married to them, to give you an example. Like, I didn't mention the job after that because that guy was doing illegal activities. But with him, he offered me nearly 3 times more than what I was getting later on. From this company. Its name of the company is Quick Electric. The owner was a very good man, very, very good man, a gem of a human being. And he believed that I was going to do great things for him. Unfortunately, I was a jackass, immature idiot. And it's not that I had evil intentions. I seriously didn't have any evil intentions against him, but I was a lazy guy. I was not interested. I was immature. He got me at the wrong phase of my life. And see, the biggest thing of all is when you don't have the interest and you're pushing hard to get someone interested, that too with a temptation for money, that's a wrong strategy. He offered me money. I was like, okay, thank you. But believe me when I say this, I'll make a separate video on it. The lessons, the values, the education, real life, which I learned from him, is the foundation to what I am today. Him and my other mentor, whom I've always told you about, Mohammed Murad. That changed me, not the education. I'll make a separate video on this. I already have a plan for it. Okay, so the first one is choose the person wisely. And why do I tell you choose the person wisely is, with the main guy, I has to give him, seriously, not a joke, 8 to 12 hours of my time, listening to him, letting him talk, not me talking, letting him talk, paying attention to what he wants, making sure anything he likes, I do, like work or complete this project or do this, do that. And I would even associate myself and align myself to him. If he liked going to church, I would go with him to church. If he hated one guy, I by default hated that guy. If he didn't want me to do ABC, I would not do ABC. So what happens is when your whole life revolves around this person, to keep this person happy, this person will keep you as his pet, as his best friend, as his, as his child or family person. So choose, because if you have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you can't keep all of them happy. And the worst part is trying to be good to 2 opposing teams. Now, obviously, you will say, then, isn't it better to be neutral? Well, if you have that maturity where you can just put your head down, work and go home, and you know how to handle people in a mature fashion, then by default, the best advice is be neutral. My cousin, she is so good at her work. She refuses to team up with anyone or play this political game. In fact, anyone comes to her to waste time to talk to her about somebody else, this person, that person, she'll just tell them point blank, listen, if there's anything related to work, fine. Others, please, I'm not interested and I'm busy right now. Is there anything important you have? So she would always get to the point and very respectfully. And so she was not loved by anyone, but she was not hated also. But she, people were like indifferent. And even if someone hated her, they could not touch her because her record was clean. And she only wanted work. Nothing outside work, nothing after office hours. So if you're that kind, fine. But if you're a normal, natural human being, like most of us are, it's not possible. And we have our weaknesses. Come on. We love to gossip. We love to network. We love to waste time. We love to interact with people. Most of us are like that, right? My cousin is a rarity. So there's no way you can be anything like her. So, like I told you, if you're something like her, great. Okay. Then the third point is you need to constantly, you need to make them the center point of your life. So obviously you need to analyze what do they like. You need to predict in advance. Like for example, when is their birthday? When is their children's birthday? When is their wife's birthday? Well, obviously, be careful, don't get too close to the wife. Find out everything, take such a deep interest. And, when you see, obviously they will know that person, oh, this guy's trying to please me. But they enjoy the attention. And if you do it sincerely, there is no one in this world who minds it. Okay? So, you need to make them the center of your life. And you need to pre-plan intelligently what is next. So I have to always think, how can I keep this person more happy? What can I do more? And that is how I have to give. That is how I have to give my time, attention, money. The next part, which I share with you is, it's kind of tough for some. Either you have it or you don't. You need to have a very, very selfish agenda. You need to be cold and calculated. You need to know that, yeah, this reality also it's not going to last forever. It's going to last as long as either the person is there or the person realizes, hey, this guy is taking me for a ride. Because remember, like they say, ass kissing now works only so much. At some point they'll say, listen, enough of ass kissing, you perform. Now I do work. I'm not paying you money just to keep me happy. Just like any relationship, when you get a new girlfriend, the excitement is there. But eventually it wears off. Same way, everything wears off. Like even people who watch my YouTube channel, my videos, initially, oh wow, Loy, this is amazing advice. I'm subscribed to your channel. I like all your videos. I'm binge watching and all that. Too much excitement, too many comments. Finally they vanish. I don't blame them. This is how life is. This is how the natural progression towards anyone is. So you need to keep in mind this is not going to last forever. So keep that variable factor in mind. And also understand this, that you need to play your cards smart. When the benefits start declining, you need to know, oh, okay, benefits are declining. Or when you notice the person is changing, you need to plan accordingly and you need to develop your exit strategy very intelligently. For me, that was an area I was not very good at, a little immature there. Thankfully, this quick electric company, he didn't try to destroy me. I'm very grateful for him. I made so many mistakes with him. I can tell you, I was maybe the biggest loss of his company was me. Being honest and open about it. The biggest financial loss must have cost him close to $500,000 or maybe even that much. That bad it was. Yes, there were some benefits that he did get. Some. I'm not saying everything was a loss. Some, like maybe that time, the website or marketing or creativity or dealing with the customers, representing him, or and there were many intangibles that you cannot measure. Giving him company, listening to him, talking to him, being his friend. I was genuine with him. I was genuine. I didn't have the agenda. I want to exploit him and destroy him and take all his money. I never had that. I genuinely did care for him like mentor, father figure. But like I told you, I had massive drawbacks, temptations, and I was careless. But he is a very good man. He still is. I'm sure. I'm not in touch with him. We broke off after some time. That's another story which I prefer not to share. This is one of those stories I prefer not to share. So yeah, after that got over, I didn't know how to exit. I used to always take it for granted. And the wrong way to exit or to end a relationship is to do it in a wrong way. And believe it or not, that if you do it with someone who's powerful, rich, accomplished, has contacts, connections, your life, your career, everything will be destroyed. And it can take years to recover from it, or in some cases, it'll be over. See, when office politics is there, no, always keep in mind, people who indulge in it, they're good to you as long as you are beneficial to them. But when you are no longer beneficial to them, they will, like chewing gum, no? You keep chewing when it's delicious and a lot of flavor. When it becomes bland and boring, you spit it out. The same thing happens with office politics. And whomsoever you're in touch with, eventually they either feel there's no more any use to you, or in some cases you might realize, man, my relationship with this guy is not helping me. And that's one of the reasons I left Quick Electric. Even though there was a good job, he would never terminate me. There was a house to stay. There was a car, all expenses paid. I still enjoyed a rather comfortable slot, but it was declining. And I could see the red flags, but I eventually realized, one is my career was stagnating because 5 years, same income, same salary, was saving nothing. But more than that, I realized I was wasting my life. I needed to follow my passion, what I was interested in, public speaking, training, coaching, which this company did not have. And yes, you need to be also smart. All the people in that company, they were at a particular level. There was no way any one of them were growing beyond a certain level because it was a local company. You know, every profession, every company has a ceiling on the maximum salary you can get. If you worked for a company for 30 years, doesn't mean your salary is going to increase every year 30 times, you know. It might increase in 30 years, maybe 3 times, 4 times. Like how much will a receptionist get? How much will a accountant get? How much will a engineer get? Unless you become a director or something. And if there is already a director and there are already people occupying the main positions, you'll be stuck there. So the only way is to leave and go, no? So I left. And well, like I told you, once you're of no use to people, they can show their really dark, ugly side. Thankfully, in my case, once again, I was lucky. He being a good human being, he was good, I was not good. He didn't harm me. And lucky, but obviously I didn't get the same perks and benefits with the next job, because there it was how much benefit he did for me. The final employer, the last one, destroyed me that badly. But like they say, you learn, no? From your mistakes. You learn from what you do wrong. And that's why growth takes place. So yeah, overall, this is how you manage office politics, and this is one of the key skills, key piece of advice I can give you. Remember, like everything else, whether it is work or career or everything, office politics, either, you know, you get into it or you completely stay out of it. If you stay out of it, then you must be number one at your job or the best of your ability. Have no mistakes, don't give them any reason to complain, and be neutral with everyone and prevent the virus from seeping in. The virus of gossip, indulging in small talk, wasting time, because people can notice it. So when they know you're neutral and you don't take any sides, nobody will hate you, but they might not necessarily like you. Okay? But then if you're not that kind of person who is perfect, suited for work, where you work 100%, no indulging in politics, gossip, small talk, you're not insecure, you're mature, you know how to handle people, you know how to network, you know what to say when, where and how. If you have that kind of maturity, then don't get into office politics. But if you don't have that, then this is the only way, that only solution I see. But one thing I'll tell you, final word of caution. Remember this much. If you choose Mr. A over Mr. B or C or D or whatever, as long as Mr. A is there, you are safe. The day Mr. A is no longer there or leaves, then you're finished. Then you better run away before that happens. And the second word of caution that I want to give you is, this is from the Bible. It says very clearly, the more closer you are to a king, the more dangerous it is. See, remember, people with power, no? Excess power. Sometimes, if they don't have the maturity, if they don't have the foresight, or they have vices like smoking, drinking, women, and this and that, then you will go through a lot of unpleasant moments. I have nearly seen this with one guy who was trying to get into partnership on this island. Very creative guy, business-minded, enterprising. I was planning to associate with him when I started new. What I didn't know was he was a hardcore alcoholic. I used to see him drink. I never thought he was an alcoholic addict. And he was also addicted to sex. Now you'll be like, that is his personal life. Well, I was hanging around with him 24/7. And then when he would go to bars and pubs and places, he would drink to the point where he started to become like an animal, where you treat women, have sex with ladies, lady boys, have sex with 4-5 people and scream and shout, and I was like, what the hell is all this? And I knew that if he continued like this, one day he would get shot dead. Someone would take a gun and shoot him. And true to my prediction, he got threatened and thrown out from here because he made too many enemies, too many. But I was lucky that I disassociated myself with him. And see, the funny thing, even though we didn't get into a partnership and I slowly disassociated myself with him, he still tried to harm me. So be wary. If the person has vices, means they have a very unstable mood swing. And yes, if their character is questionable. And please, one final thing as a word of caution, if the person who you're associated with is doing anything illegal, better run away as far as possible. That's a key mistake that I did. I thought by associating myself with someone, even though they do illegal, it's not my business, I'll be clean. No, if you associate with someone who's doing something illegal, you are the partner in crime. The law will not differentiate. And here's the part that should scare you. If you do get caught, or if he gets caught, there's a 99.9% chance he'll put the blame on you and he will walk free. This is what has happened with all organizations. You can see throughout history, they'll always get someone else to transfer their blame as a scapegoat. You can check politicians, anybody. So yeah, this is an important lesson in office politics, which I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know in the comments section below, do you think this video added any value to you? And if it did, and you'd like more videos like this, do comment down below. Yeah, and do the normal YouTube thing, whatever, to support the channel. Alright, you guys take care. It's me signing off. Bye.